Chwala. I am an African University student. I do international relations and I'm a 2-2, right? So today I'm with my classmates here. They are also African University students who do the same program. We're going to be talking about corruption. But before we talk about corruption, I shall ask everyone to introduce themselves, starting from my top left.
Hi, my name is Karen Junior.
I'm Spencer Manjit.
I am Prakash Kar.
I'm also Dorothy. I'm Shana Simon. I'm Lisa Mishapuri.
So, those are my classmates. So, like what I said, today we're going to be talking about corruption. So, first of all, we're going to start by defining what corruption is.
Corruption is the abuse of entrusted power for personal or private gain.
Yes.
I think corruption is dishonest or fraud conducted by person in power. Corruption is the illegitimate use of public power for private interest.
Yeah.
I think corruption is the government public funds for the power.
Yes.
Corruption is the criminal activity that benefits the ones who are doing the criminal activity.
Yes.
I think corruption is the mismanagement of the financial. It's maybe by the individuals or by the organization for their own self-interest.
Yes. Anyone else? Yes, please.
I think corruption is the dishonest use of funds.
Thank you so much for those definitions. So now we're going to be talking about the causes of corruption, like causes people to be corrupt, right? Yes.
Basically being good.
So now we're going to what causes corruption, what causes people to be corrupt. Yes.
Basically being good is cause of corruption. Mainly because people are trying to accumulate more wealth through the wrong reasons. For example, using the state funds for your personal and private gain.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with Pastor there that from a realistic point of view that people they are selfish and they always want more from what they already obtained and they are always seeking more from the realism perspective.
Yes.
I think political decisions really politics so they can say the leader might just want to or use both sides or make mistakes like this one. For example, give example, Sewini from Ghana, whereby he changed the constitution so that he can enjoy all the rights and the privileges of being the president. And of course, he might be misusing the financial aids.
Yes. Anyone else? Yes. Yes.
I want to add on what she said about political monopoly. It also causes I want to add on what she said about political monopoly. It also reduces the level of democracy. So basically, when there is monopolization of power, the rich, mostly the rich and the ones with power will gain more and they will guys, I don't know what's happening. It also results in low levels of democracy.
Okay, thank you. Yes,
Another cause of corruption is that it leads to low political transparency, whereby the ones who are in government get funds from other states or from the European whatnot, those ones. But then the people will not be aware of the amount that the government want. Yes, that's it.
thank you. Yes.
So another cause of corruption is that these leaders are canonized. They are viewed from a reproach point of view, where they are viewed as flawless, where they are viewed as blameless, which results in pandemonium behaviors. of the citizens. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes, yes.
And another cause of corruption is globalization and foreign aid programs, where political leaders take those funds for their personal use.
Yes, Seko.
I also think natural satisfaction as well as the greed for humans are never satisfied with anything that they have, and when we're talking about the political game, most of these leaders feel like the more power or the more wealth you have, then the stronger you are. So this leads to them now taking government funds, foreign aid program funds, and all of that, so that they can add on to the power that they already have, just so they can be considered in the political realm.
Yes.
So if we're making corruption can be caused by inappropriate working conditions that people will be facing. So maybe in a way they'll be finding an alternative solution to their life problems to meet the standards of living that they want.
Right. But I want to pose a question to you guys. So we all know that people are very corrupt. Like let's say leaders are very corrupt. So do you think that these leaders know the troubles that they're causing to the ordinary citizens, or they do not know? What do you think? Yes?
I think it's just a matter of ignorance. I think they do know that obviously it's gonna be a disadvantage to the people in the state, but for selfish interests, it's more about them than the people. If they benefit, your problems are not as primary as their concerns. So they do know, but they're just ignorant about it.
Yes. Yes, Kevin.
Yeah, I can give the example of maybe Somalia. No, Somalia has been termed as a failure state. So every leader, they really know that people in Somalia are struggling. But the fact that they know, but they want to pursue their interests. Just like what Worms always say, that human nature, they're always brutish, last. It means these leaders, they know, but the thing is, they still want to fulfill their own interests.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry to add on the causes of corruption. Yeah, I think corruption is also caused by lack of strong government structures. For example, the legislature, executive, and the judicial being weak and not being able to uphold the law.
Yes. So I think they know that they are causing damage to the citizens, but then life is shortish, brutish, and nasty. So
I just wanted to add on to what Shaja said about poor working conditions. For example, those soldiers and police officers were put in charge of distributing food to those people who, the victims of the cyclone died. You would see that those people would take the foodstuff and their cells to take to their homes, maybe because they have no wages and stuff.
Yes. You don't know?
I was saying, I think they know that the system is broken, and I think corruption is hereditary. Like it has been there before, so I think they will also do it to equalize.
Okay, so thank you guys. Anyone else? Thank you guys. So now we're going to the effects of corruption, the results of corruption. So what do you think are the effects of corruption? Yes?
I think the people won't trust in the public sector, since obviously if it's corrupt, then there won't be any responsible there.
Yes?
I think it leads to a situation where we have kleptocratic states, which is a state that is run by thieves, and it becomes like the norm that people know that the money is being embezzled, but they do nothing about it because the abnormal has become normal. So it's normal for people to steal, and corruption has become the norm, which is prominent in African countries.
Yes, thank you. Yes?
Poor services and infrastructure.
Yes?
Corruption also leads to conflict. For example, people tend to show their grievances through violence and demonstrations.
Yes?
Corruption also leads to violation of human rights, because when something is supposed to be rightful for the state, for example, let's take the aid that was given to the people suffer from cycling, and we all know that that money was taken for personal gain and personal use, and those people actually never got to use those funds or those things that were allocated to them to help themselves. So, and that's violation of human rights, because a state is supposed to provide basic services to the people. So,
Thank you. Yes, John.
Yeah, from my close scrutiny assessment, I think corruption leads to underdevelopment of African countries, even more global, and also corruption leads to low development in terms of infrastructure, services, schools, and also roads. Yeah.
Yes, Karen.
You can also say it leads to nepotism. We back and give the example of Robert Mugabe, the late president of Zimbabwe, whereby that period of labor before 2007, whereby it is the way the white people. He took the farm. In the farms, they installed those guys who were in his circle, like the political elites. So this issue lead to corruption. And can also give the example of the Angolan president Dos Santos, whereby the time he retired, he gave a daughter Isabel the industries which were of the state, but he gave her for their own benefits. So I can say nepotism.
Yes.
I think corruption also leads to inequality in a state. This is whereby those who are educated but then do not have connections to the government will not be able to get jobs, because the ones who are related to those ones in government will be the ones who get jobs instead.
Thank you, guys. But I have a question to you guys. Why do you think that there is abundance of corruption in Africa?
do you know how you hear most of these activities talking about we were the ones who liberated you guys, we were the ones who fought in the war, so we're supposed to enjoy the fruits of the war, but it's not supposed to be like that. That certain entitlements, it leads to corruption, because they're thinking, no, I fought for this. Like, if it wasn't for me, right now we would still be under the whites and no one would be free, so I deserve to use this money for my own use. So I think that sense of entitlement is also a problem, which leads to corruption in Africa.
Yes, Karen.
I can give an example of Nigeria, whereby they say they've been since 2003, whereby Muhammad Buhari is ruling Nigeria. So if I say that it's more like 18 trillion which has been embezzled by the administration of Buhari. So I can say that is the result of corruption, the abundance of corruption. But they say also the schools are no longer functioning because the funds has been stolen by the political elites.
I blame capitalism, because when the Western powers came to infiltrate Africa, they came with their own doctrine, and the idea of capitalism for the quest of money, success, and thriving of an individual. I think that made or influenced the African leaders to have that need or quest to have riches and personal wealth and just the drive to success. So capitalism is the blame of corruption in Africa.
Yes, thank you for the contribution.
For me, I think it's because of the weak government structures. Because if you take a look at Zimbabwe loses millions of dollars each and every year due to corruption, bribery, and many more, how the states are failing to run the systems in the government.
So now we're going to ways in which to reduce corruption. Yes, also that.
I think there is need to investigate and prosecute every reported case of corruption without exception. Meaning to say that whether you're in power, whether you have this position, you're going to be prosecuted if there is a case of you reported for corruption.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Spencer.
I think there is need to consolidate the anti-corruption campaigns.
Yes, Karen.
I think we should apply the principle of the African Union Agenda of 2063, whereby it says we have to practice
democracy, we have to uphold the human rights, we have to do rule of law, justice, and the good governance.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Yes,
I think corruption should be exposed in African countries. For example, there should be perhaps the setting up of an NGO, perhaps to fight corruption, or even to involve huge media people that can help expose. For example, we have the Al Jazeera documentary on Zimbabwe coming out that focuses on corruption. That's obviously going to reduce corruption because Zimbabwe does not want to have a bad image towards the international circle. So if more of these media people come in and expose these African leaders, I think it could help.
yes, thank you so much for that. Yes, ma'am.
I think we need to encourage governments to sign the whistleblower protection bills, and which will protect those who come forward complaining about violations and or illegal use of state funds. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Imran.
I think there has to be the anti-corruption and bribery policies whereby people have to be aware of the corruption that's happening in a certain country.
Lisa, you start on this.
Personally, in as much as we can find solutions and try to think of solutions, I think once the corrupt system is now in a certain state or country, it's very hard to implement the solutions, because in the case of Zimbabwe, we have the anti-corruption unit, which is just a facade in a greater degree, because this was implemented by the people who are corrupt themselves. And yes, it's easy to implement policies and all, but doing it or acting upon it is difficult because the system is just corrupt and it's a cycle that will never end. So in essence, I don't think, yes, we can have solutions, but I doubt that they'll be viable in any African context.
Yes, so thank you guys for that fruitful discussion we just had. We talked about corruption, talked about effects, causes. So thank you guys for the fruitful discussion we just said on corruption, talked about the effects, the causes of corruption and how to resolve corruption. So thank you guys for that.